making a response to a video that I said, hey, I'll do that. And I am. So, anywho, after having thought and processed all that, guilt with the idea of sex. First, let's clear this up. Yes, you'll see me looking back and forth because I took notes. Yeah, I thought about it. I told you I would. Okay, guilt with the idea of having sex is a heavily laden code for monogamy, but it includes the desire to be emotionally open to more than one person and holding that desire from a paradigm of monogamy. Okay, so you're on the fence essentially about some things, and you're holding some paradigms that are consistent with the first generation prior to transition in your character. Let's define what monogamy is by traditional values that most acknowledge. First, obviously, it's sex with only one person. Also, it's emotional connection with only one and the same person as you are having sex with. So your emotional connection, that person only as well. You're also disavowing the potential that someone else may provide sustenance to the one you love other than yourself. So the question becomes, if I can't give it to you, can someone else? Well, then it becomes a question of ownership, and which is functionally and fundamentally flawed ownership. If I can't give it to you, no one else can. Well, then again, if you truly love someone, then it's not about what you can provide as much as it is just the energy that's exchanged when the opportunity is provided. Deep topics, each one of these, but we're moving on. Disavowing that sex may provide more than sexual gratification, be it energetic or a pleasurable release with an individual, or a bond-building engagement for a more narrative platonic interaction as two who have experienced sacral harmony will resonate at a higher emotional and intellectual level when performed with respect to the purpose. So that last one is about two people coming together for the purpose of resonating, harmonizing their energies so that whatever intellectual creative purpose that they are engaging in becomes more fluid when done with the correct purpose. And again, these are all delicate topics, and everyone can be wrong, including me. But everyone also can be right for themselves, including me. Those others, again, I'll move on. Let's see here. Consensually carrying the baggage of guilt that comes along with monogamy as the human nature finds others attractive regardless of its social status. Coupled or uncoupled, single or not single, whether or not somebody's, you're with somebody or not, you're going to have to make a significant effort not to notice the fly guy or the, pretty hottie that just walked by, okay? That comes with its own package of guilt, and that's fundamentally questionable. That is the guilt. The book that you're reading, the book that was mentioned, Come As You Are, by Emily Nagoski, it's spot on with all of us. One of the most powerful tools available to us is sex, and whether it's by design or otherwise, shame has permeated the narrative. Think about that. I personally feel like that it's a combination thereof. So it's not just one, it's a combination of. It's an evolution of mindset. And, Emily, the author, is right. There is no one proper model, which is why it's so important for us to be accepting of each other, even if our paradigms don't match, and even if that mismatch is within the confines of a relationship that was born from a time when both accepted traditional paradigms without question, regardless of regardless of the internal mechanics. So back in the day when you accepted everything was okay, the way that it was, the way that they told you, and you did not question squat because that's the way, beautifully innocent, naive minds are. And in an ideal situation would stay, but we did not. So we have to become aware, and with that awareness, we learn that some of the things that we learned aren't quite exactly as they should be. So as we grow, can we grow together? Please, it's important that all of us grow together. And I'm taking a moment here because it's so important that all of us, we're making changes and we're saying, tolerate each other, love each other. But what about the people close to us? Ones that were there from day one. Can we grow together too, please? From my heart. How can we truly grow if in our growth to accept others, we ourselves reject our origins of naivety? I'm at the gateway of a birthing this new me. Your encouragement to just ask. All you can do is get a no, and that's something that you already had was a no. So, that was just so naturally profound whenever I heard the words, hey, look, all you can do is get what you already got. Another no, it's okay. Just ask. Don't be afraid of a no. Man, dude, it's so simple, but it hits us all in the gut. I know it's got to. It's just human, but daggum profound. Thank you. I am highly creative, and as I acknowledge the sexual engagement, that sexual engagement is a direct and intentional way of sharing energy, I also see that all energy, regardless of its vessel, is one. We are all one, every one of us, all of our energies, just like we're all droplets of water in the same glass. Some of us rub shoulders, some of us don't. Some of us share, it's gaseous is what it is. It's like a swarm. It's the whole entire theoretical approach to reality. There is no defining. Well, anyways, conversation for later. Bookmark that. Okay. This is not an excuse to willy-nilly oneself sexually without regard to consequence. That means you can't go around just doing whatever in town you want to because, that's how it is. Quite the opposite. I feel the connection that we have when our guard is down in our day-to-day life can pick up parasitic energies. And being comfortable in the water that bore us is the key to safety. As this part of the discussion touches upon. So you can't be afraid in the all is one concept because all is one. And it's not about proceeding fearlessly, but it's about knowing that wherever you go, there are energies, and they are the predatory ones that will attach themselves. They don't have to get in your pants because they're already just by walking by and you being so unaware. Those are dangerous. Not to withstand the remaining. We must always be conscious of our own personal empowerment. If you are aware of the energy, then your level of attention and attraction will be in alignment with your highest good and protect that path by rejecting said potential suitors, parasites. That is to say, if you find them hot and want to, and they too are in congruency, then the option is yours to weigh. So, I don't want to get lost in the thought because it's important, that we consider who we find ourselves in alignment with sexually, who we see that's hot. We think they're hot and they think we're hot. So, why not? Well, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to, just like you said. So if we're not attracting the energy that we're looking for, maybe we should question the energy that we're putting out. These are a lot of great conversations to have, but I'm just going to keep on moving on. And say again, we must always be conscious of our own personal empowerment. Never ever give consent to have your energy drained. I know, you can either give or take, and, never give consent to have your energy drained unless that is your intent. To each their own. I'll never be the one to yuck someone else's yum. I've said it before. I'm saying it again. Don't yuck someone else's yum. Just because you ain't into it, don't mean that we can go all kinds of colorful directions with that. If you're in a relationship where that violation occurs, acknowledge it and make conscious choices. Yes, intentionality is key. Celibacy. There's a topic. Have been so out of guilt, mostly celibate. This is my shame and my struggle. I've always felt guilty about sex because it's the way that I was raised. And so, even though, she said, just ask. Well, I get it. But then again, there's this whole other thing, which I am moving past. I'm learning the power and the gift of sex. Everybody comes at this life thing different ways, and that's the direction that life decided to help me go direct, and for me to learn from. So anyways, it is what it is. You're like, hey, that sounds like a great idea. Let's learn more about it. Well, it might sound good to you, bruh, but you're not the one going, anyways. Fuck it. Well, that's what I'm saying anyways. Enough of the jokes. Keep on moving. Emotionally, I have no shame in connection with many people. Emotionally, dude, I love walking through the store, just making eye contact with someone and making them smile, giving them a sense of just positive well-being for the moment. I think it's so powerful that we have eye contact with one another. It's a beautiful gift that we do not exercise because of fear. Different topic, different time. But again, emotionally, I love connecting with people. But physically, I am overwhelmed by that. My go-to in life up to this point has been creative and artistic. So I'm very artistic. I love to be creative, whether it be in problem solving or actually just being artistic. Look at my page. It is what it is. So sacral energy, yeah, baby, I got it. Doing something with it, yeah. Pick up a pen and draw, write, edit a video, play with some music, anything, man. Almost, but we're working on that. Life's a journey. I laugh when you referred to, so in response to this person, I laughed when you referred to the unprotected sex part because I've always used condoms. I know that's like, oh my God. Yes, I've always used condoms except when I intentionally had children. So yes, we all know how wonderful it is without them, but that just speaks volumes to the struggles that I have. Everybody's got theirs. Okay. Don't judge, bruh. Okay. So to have unprotected sex would be a huge energetic release for me to begin with. Amazing. I can only imagine. I can remember. Put it like that. Yeah. No, I don't have a lot of kids. Which even when having protected sex, energy still transitions. Energy, it doesn't necessarily need a piece of latex to stop it from happening, but when the body fluids are exchanged, it's pure raw energy, and that you can't deny, you can't reframe or anything else. It is what it is, and it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So to have unprotected sex will be a huge energetic release to begin with, which even when having protected sex, energy still transitions. But yeah, protected sex is like having a drive at your energetic pipeline. Only some energetic things will get, it's like having a sieve, like you drain things, you put a little wire mesh over something so that way you can catch, then don't clog the drain up. Anyways, the analogy stands. So Protected sex is like having a sieve at your energetic pipeline. Only some energetic things will get through. Others, whether you need them or not, are caught and dispatched of. There is power in our bodies. In closing, after 15 minutes, I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but it's your response. And shame has been yoked to that bridle to keep us from our potential. There is power in our bodies, and shame has been the yoke that bridles us from that potential. Thank you very much for your time. This is probably one of the most honest times that I've ever had. Honest moments, dude. I'm just going to take it up another second or two. And super honest. Super raw. New me. Yeah. Just ask. Okay. So, there you go. And once again, it's important that we all accept each other, especially if we've been there since day one, since we were naive, since we were children. Can we still be strong together now? From the bottom of my heart, I really hope so. Because I don't want to die dishonest. I want to be sincere about my life, and I want to find out who I really am. Not out of shame, but as raw potential. Making better, making polished what I was given, and making it beautiful, and hopefully making things better, because that's all I want to do. Love more purely, live more real, and be a positive influence in this world.